A little over a month ago, I teamed up with Leo DJax to talk about the then upcoming Dragon Quest Adventure of Die game, Infinity Strash. The video did really well and is sitting around 5.7 thousand views, but that was our predictions of the game before it released, based on the information and gameplay we had access to at that time. Since then, the game is released and I've played through and somehow even beaten it despite my lack of love for hack and slash or action RPGs. I hear a lot of people talking about how awful this game was, so I decided to give you guys my opinion as a Dragon Quest lover and a hack and slash hater. What you'll find is that it wasn't really the gameplay that made this game have its reputation. But before we begin, if you enjoy these videos, please remember to like, subscribe, and turn notifications to all. I was pretty sure going into this game that what we'd be getting is a 3D arena style fighter in a similar vein to that of the Naruto Ninja Storm or Jump Versus series. I was kind of right, but the gameplay in Infinity Strash honestly felt a lot tighter than what those games had to offer. It's a good thing too, because this game could be very punishing if you weren't on your toes, at least for someone like myself. Right away I found that I preferred certain characters over others, which is honestly a good thing, as it proves that each character has their own unique playstyle, strengths, and weaknesses. One of the biggest issues for me was that I sucked horribly at playing as Dai, the main character. So I was constantly getting my ass handed to me during story boss fights, and would always have to stop my progress and grind like crazy in the Temple of Recollection. As much as I usually hate mages in video games, they did a really good job of making Pop able to recover his abilities in order to keep at range and lay waste to the hordes of enemies and even stronger bosses with his powerful attacks. I even loved playing as Mam once she became a healing martial artist later in the game, as I could deal really good damage whilst also taking care of my party members. This always brought me to the conclusion of a massively missed opportunity to have online or offline co-op in this game. Could you imagine the amount of fun you could have had with friends, not only playing through the story, but challenging yourselves to get deeper and deeper into the Temple of Recollection? So the gameplay was fairly tight and fun, then what's the big issue people are having with this game? Well, the fact that 80 to 90% of the game is made up of these highly disappointing PowerPoint presentation style cutscenes is where it all falls apart. Infinity Strash is a game based off an anime that's based off a manga that was based off a video game series. The manga and anime do an excellent job of telling an original story in an original world while still feeling very Dragon Quest. Why then did they decide to use screenshots from the anime for pretty much all the cutscenes in this extremely story-heavy game instead of using actual scenes from the anime itself, or better yet, recreate these legendary scenes in engine? There is the odd scene where they actually put a bit of effort into and show them in the game engine, and they're absolutely stunning. Why did they take all this extra development time only to tell the first 40 episodes of the story and feature like 4 in-game cutscenes out of the hundreds required to tell the story? This was highly disappointing, and as much as I'd like to say it made me disconnect from the game as I was just sitting back and watching cutscenes for 90% of the game, it's actually much worse because, as I said, it was just still screenshots with voice clips from the anime. There were multiple times where I would just get up and do something while the cutscenes played out because they were so freaking dull. It's a shame because this game really did have a ton of potential. It's very graphically pleasing, the combat is really well done, and the Trial of Recollection was always an intense yet satisfying challenge. I loved building up my favorite characters and testing out their new abilities. This game even had probably one of the craziest final boss fights of all time. But all this great stuff has to be completely overshadowed by the massive lack of effort in the way it tells its gigantic story. They told this exciting adventure in literally the lamest way possible, and that, my friends, is why Dragon Quest Infinity Strash is being considered Infinity Trash by most of the community. It's really hard to defend this game, but I honestly don't think it's a bad game per se. If you can find it for around $30 to $40, I would say pick it up and give it a try, especially if you're a fan of this hack and slash action RPG style game. If you've never seen the anime or read the manga, however, the storytelling is going to leave you missing out big time. Sadly, this is a game for fans who pretty much already know the story before going into it, which just means that after a couple hours of falling asleep watching PowerPoint presentations, you're going to be skipping all the cutscenes so you can hurry up and enjoy the gameplay. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the game. I'd also like to thank everyone who came out for Spectrefest, our 24-hour charity stream, where we ended up raising over $3,500 in support of Crohn's and Colitis Canada. We couldn't have done it without you. If you want to hang out live, I'll be streaming Dragon Quest IV all November in preparation of Dragon Quest Monsters 3 The Dark Prince, coming out December 1st. You can catch me live at twitch.tv/Dukey03. Hope to see you there. If not, I'll catch you in the next video.